Hi, I'm Shannon.
And I'm Nicole.
Welcome to our Late Over, where we eat yummy snacks,
Share binge-worthy entertainment,
play games, and gossip.
but you have to go home early because we're not allowed to have sleepovers.
So let's get going before your mom gets here to pick you up. Hello and welcome to Late Over. My name is Shannon and this is my little sister Nicole.
Hey everybody, thanks so much for coming back for another week at our place.
We're so
Right?
excited to
At our
have you
lateover.
at our Late Over. I saw a video of a girl talking about this next generation of girls not having sleepovers and how that's really sad. And I commented and I was like, OMG, you have summoned the OG not allowed to have sleepover girlies. Come listen to our Late Over. Come hang out with us every single week.
Hopefully they'll come listen.
Yeah, we'll see.
And, that is interesting. I'm so not in that realm yet. Like my kids just being so little, sleepovers just aren't even a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And for a while, I was 100% going to let my kids have sleepovers. And then for a while, I was 100% not. And now I'm like, you know what? Let's just vibe. Let's vibe on this.
Yeah. Our oldest just had his first sleepover because we're pretty much no sleepover house. But we let him sleep over at his best friend's house for his 11th birthday. His best friend's 11th birthday, and he had a great time. But I feel like 11 is a good age. They're young enough where they're not going to be doing crazy shit, but they're old enough to understand if like, whoa, this is not going good. Plus he has a phone, so he could call me if I need to come rescue. So yeah,
Totally.
It's a case-by-case basis, I guess.
Yeah. I do feel like there's ages of like ebb and flow, ages where it could work, and then ages where it's a little bit more sketchy. And I feel like that goes in and out.
Yeah,
probably through their whole childhood, and totally dependent on the kid as well.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Are you guys just gonna nerd out and play Minecraft? Or are you gonna sneak out and go drink? And I know which child is going to. It's not gonna be my oldest. Let's do Rubik's cubes. Oh my gosh, bless him. Anyway, how you doing?
I am doing great. Excellent. I have so many little things to catch everybody up on. I know everybody's at the edge of their seats for a couple of little seeds that I planted over the last few weeks. The first one being that I did try American Eagle underwear. Okay. And I'm a fan.
Okay.
I'm a big fan. I walked right in there, and I still get this weird nervous feeling buying underwear. I don't know what it is exactly. But I just went in there cool, confident, collected, and picked up every single one of their thongs. I was specifically looking for thongs this time. Mm-hmm. I was so authoritative that a lady even came up to me and thought I worked there. Oh, that's how professional I looked picking my underwear. And, I got all the kinds that were laid out. I got one of each. It was 7 for $35. So basically the last 2 pairs were free. Yeah. And so there was 2 of them that I was pretty sure I was really going to like. And this all sounds kind of pointless because I don't remember the name of any of them, because I've honestly loved all of them. I think that they're all super comfortable. I'm very particular about underwear having seams or being too tight, and they all seem very stretchy, but also very cute. So I will definitely be endorsing American Eagle underwear from this time moving forward.
I mean, you did almost call me unhygienic last week for wearing. You were like, I just feel like it's unhygienic, and I'm like, okay.
Oh, okay. So here's the thing, though. Okay, let's circle back on that, because what I didn't know is they have a little cotton insert where you need cotton. It's not like the whole thing is that material where it needs to be quick dry. They do have a different material there on all of their underwear. Yeah. And so that's really all that I was asking for. Okay. So I do apologize if it came off judgmental. It's okay. It was more just a sensory thing for me that I was like, I can't deal with that material. But unlike the probably at this point dozens of pairs that I've ordered and returned from Amazon, they're actually high quality. Yeah. They funny how that happens. Actually help. So, so I definitely liked them. I will go back for more for sure. I kind of want to replace my entire underwear because there's just something so sexy and mysterious about having cute underwear on.
100%.
I am so used to just kind of having ugly Amazon underwear. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's time and a place, but also this underwear is just cute. So I'm very, very excited about that.
Well, I'm so happy
on top of that,
for you.
Yeah. So on top of that, I did buy my steam cleaner. That was another little seed that I dropped, and I did clean my shower. And I used the precision cleaner to clean the grout, and it was scary.
Okay.
It was terrifying. And then this whole process also led me to empty out the drain, which I've never done that in my life. Yikes. And I was absolutely horrified. I was like gagging. I've never had a worse experience, and I literally will never do that again.
Okay, well,
ever. But I did clear out the drain.
Good job. Yeah.
It's just that everything was just cleaning so well. So I was like, oh, I'm just going to lift up the drain because I can. I was wearing like rubber gloves, so I kind of felt unstoppable. Yeah. And so I lifted it up and I was like, yeah, I'm going to definitely do this. And then I started doing it. I was like, wow, there's a lot of hair attached to this. And then I just kept going and I was like, okay. So this is happening.
Have you ever cleaned your washer filter?
I don't have one.
Really?
I swear.
Really?
Actually, I don't swear. I can't see it visually when I look at it, and so I haven't gone any further because I've heard it's disgusting.
Dude, it is putrid. Like the smell, and it just leaks and leaks and leaks water. But you pull the little filter out, and it's just like, it is horrifying. It goes into my chore that I would want at, major appliances, their upkeep done. That would be part of it because that's disgusting.
Right.
Let's throw drains in there too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. You can definitely amend that truth. So, that was absolutely horrifying. But I'm proud of myself. I'm glad that I did it. It wasn't my intention to clean the drain as well as everything else, but my shower is spotless in the most amazing, perfect ways. So that was great. The last piece of catch-up item was I got a very intense chemical peel. I am still peeling. It is one of the ones I had to go home with a care kit because it's so intense. And so I've been peeling for the past 6 days. And so I did just kind of wash off my face and put a bunch of lotion on. But I feel like by the end of this episode, I might be kind of crusty.
We'd be flaking.
Yeah, a little flaky today.
Yeah. Well, speaking of skincare,
those are all of my things.
All of your catch-up.
Yeah, what's up?
Well, I got that. Is it called Psychoplast? It's not Psychoplast. It's Psychoplast when I use it. Yeah. Well, I got the tube and I started using it, and I'm not going to do the thing where someone recommends something and then I blame them for the results because that's so annoying.
Are you sure?
I'm not doing that. No, because everybody has different things, and I remember one time I recommended Clean Simple Eats protein to somebody. I will recommend that to everybody because it's my favorite. They came back and they were like, I gained all this weight from drinking Clean Simple Eats. Like it was my fault. I was like, I feel like you weren't doing it correctly, but I digress. Anyway, I started using the Psychoplast as like a cream, just like on my nose or whatever. The way I broke out so heavily, and I am not sensitive. I was so surprised. And so I haven't used it in probably 8 days. Totally clear again. It's totally fine. Okay. So it's not for me. So I'm going to bring that to you. Merry Christmas.
Yay! I get extra.
You get a little
Honestly,
tube.
At this point, I don't know if it's doing anything for me at this point, but it's not hurting anything.
I mean, that's good. Yeah, if it's not hurting, I mean, that's all you can ask for, right? At least it's not hurting anything. Yeah. So that was kind of
and I do think it does kind of I think it does. It can really make my breakouts less intense. It can, it can do that for sure.
Well, lots of people have
just forgotten everything. Yeah, I've just forgotten everything because I've been a full week on this chemical peel where I can't put anything on my face but the stuff they gave me. So I'm like, what is my skincare routine? What's working right now? I don't know. So
yeah.
Anyway, I'm excited to have some extra.
Yeah, I'll bring that for you. Everything else is fine. It's just funny. My skin is like, what are we doing? Our routine is fine, lady. Don't mess it up.
Yeah.
But so there's that update. I don't know what else we're following me along for. Just day-to-day stuff.
Day-to-day stuff. You had something funny happen to you.
Oh my gosh, this morning. Yeah, day-to-day stuff. My parenting. literally tonight I was putting the kids to bed and I told all of them I am 3 seconds away from crashing out right now. So they're all driving me bananas. But this morning, the 3 older kids were already at school, and it was just McCoy, the 4-year-old. And I was getting ready up here, and he came into my room and said, good morning. And I said, go downstairs, go drink your shake. They do a shake every morning. And I'll be down to warm up your bagel in a few minutes, like 10 minutes. Well, he really likes being independent. So it was about 10 minutes later. And I'm like, what does that smell? That's for sure smoke. And so I run downstairs and like I looked at the microwave. It wasn't going. The toaster wasn't going. And I looked at McCoy and I said, are you cooking something? And he said, I'm warming up my bagel, Mom. And I had thought that he put his bagel that already had butter and cinnamon sugar like in the toaster. And that's what was smoking. That's what I kind of figured he had done. That is, in fact, not what he had done. He had climbed up and put it in the microwave and put it in for God knows how long. And so I looked at the microwave and I was like, oh, okay. On the microwave, it was stopped at 13 minutes and 23 seconds. So I have no idea what the original time was. I opened the microwave and this huge cloud of smoke just billows into my face and through the whole kitchen.
What the heck?
And so I closed the microwave really fast. I was like, go open the door so the smoke alarm doesn't go off. And I got a big sheet pan and I was getting the smoke out. And I was like, buddy, what happened? And he said, when I opened it, smoke came out and I slammed it really fast. I was like, okay. How long did you put it in? He's like, I forgot, but it was a long time. Yeah, that bagel was burnt to a crisp. Like, it was for sure on fire in the microwave.
Crazy.
I'm so glad it didn't burn the house down or start a real fire. I mean, we do have a fire extinguisher that I probably would have thought to use immediately. I was very calm, but I was like, buddy, you can't be using appliances without supervision. Come on. So it's a valuable lesson.
Oh, man.
Poor buddy.
I am so surprised that a bagel could do that in the microwave. I didn't think something like that could burn in the microwave.
Well, it did.
I don't know why. I figured it wouldn't.
It probably would be in there for, I'm guessing it was in there for at least 7 minutes. I don't know. At what point does it just burn it? I mean, it looks like you had stuck it under the broiler for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you know? So it was a learning event. Oh my gosh. And then later I was at the gym and I started working out and I was like, yeah, for sure smelled like smoke. Hadn't changed my shirt. So, okay, cool. I just
oh my gosh,
walking out of a house fire with my same clothes. So yeah, happy to still have a home today.
Yeah. And hopefully you learned this lesson to, not do that.
Not cook.
Not assume things aren't going to burn in the microwave.
Yeah, maybe I just need to increase the supervision a tiny bit too. So, learning to.
Oh. Well, you did tell him just to drink his shake.
I did. And that's what we do every morning, but he wanted that bagel, I guess. So,
Yeah.
Gotta hand it to him. He wants to take initiative. Good job.
Hey, I'm getting hungry. Can you go ask your mom for a snack?
Yeah. Do you want salty or sweet?
Both. Welcome back, everybody, to another segment of Snack Time. We have prepared so many snacks for you today for your enjoyment. And Shannon's going to kick us off today with a
sweet.
Sweet or salty? Sweet. Okay, let's do it.
Snack.
Sweet snack.
You know the thing. I don't know if you know the thing. But when you do something illegal in front of a cop and they don't nail you for it, that's my sweet, okay? Today I was driving to go pick up Colton from school and going down through a light and I saw it turn yellow and I was like, I'm making this light because I was behind this big truck. I was trying to pass it and blew through it at red. It was very red. Well, as I blew through it, I saw a cop who's flipping a U-turn to come my direction. So he was on the other side and he was going to be flipping a U-turn. And I was like, yep, he's going to come pull me over. He's already primed to do a U-turn. He saw me, clear as day, do this U-turn, or blow through the red light. So I'm going the speed limit. I'm just like waiting to see lights. Well, he speeds up and comes super close to me, really close to me in the lane, and just looked at me. And and then went past. He was like, I should have pulled you over for that, basically. And I was like, you know what, sir? Thank you. Thin blue line. Protect our police officers. Thank you.
Yes.
And that was awesome. So that made my whole day. And that's happened a couple of times where, you're speeding or something, and a cop basically just speeds. He's like, it's fine. Let's all go the same. Let's all break the law together. So
just all together. Yeah, that actually happened to me last week. I went to my dermatologist appointment to get my chemical peel. And as I was coming home, I ran into this accident, basically. And I was literally sitting in the same place for, I'm truly not even exaggerating, 35 minutes. I was just sitting there because they had blocked off and I could not move. And then once you're there for long enough, you're like, hello, like I've already invested this much time. Like they must let me through soon.
Exactly.
They did not. So I ended up turning around and I went the whole roundabout way to my house. And took an extra 20 minutes or whatever. But I was late. I had already been at my appointment for such a long time and I was trying to get back to work and I was also starving, by the way. And so then I'm going down this road and I didn't even realize it, but I was going probably like 12 or 15 over. And as I'm going over, there's a cop and I'm like, dang it. And I start slowing down and he turns on his lights, but he actually was going out after someone on the other side. Right.
The way I'm sure your stomach just like dropped.
Oh my gosh. I was like, no, this can't be happening. This can't be happening. And it didn't happen, but I don't know. I don't think he intentionally didn't pull me over, but I think he was just already occupied. And I felt like that was a very lucky little cop run in because
amazing.
Who wants a ticket?
Have you ever been pulled over?
Yeah, I've been pulled over twice.
Have you gotten a ticket?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, both times were tickets. One of them was so ridiculous. If I was older, I would have fought with them so bad. But I was going down. I was like 17, and I was going down Pinery Parkway, and I was speeding, but not a ton. And a deer ran out in front of me, and so I swerved. And a cop had pulled up to the stop sign. Like I saw him pull up and then he pulled me over and said I was going like something like 17 over. And I was really flustered and I just really didn't think that was true. But then he was like, and I am also going to mark you up for reckless driving. I was like, no, a deer, like just, I was like, well, the deer just kind of came out of nowhere. And he's like, yeah, but you were speeding. And anyway, I don't know what I did or what I said, but he did end up knocking off the reckless driving thing. Maybe he was just trying to scare me or something like that.
Probably.
But yeah, that was a super expensive ticket. I think it was like $400 or $500 ticket that I had to, I paid for my own ticket like that. And I was only 17. And then in Rexburg, I was speeding in the school zone. I didn't realize it because it was literally the first day of spring that there was no ice on the ground. And so I was just in a really good mood and just not super paying attention to my speed because usually the ice keeps you under the speed limit in Rexburg.
Right. Yeah.
And so, but it was a school zone. So I did get another ticket. Yeah. How about you? You haven't never gotten a ticket, haven't you?
I got a ticket when I was a teenager. I rolled a stop sign in Parker, and I did it right in front of a cop. Literally, he was right next to me, and I was so flustered. I was like 16, and there was a stop sign, and I was turning right, and I didn't come to a complete stop. It was a $250 ticket for rolling that freaking stop sign. I wasn't even speeding, but I've been pulled over. I haven't been pulled over in a really long time, though, but I follow the law, so... except for when I run the red light.
Yeah. Like, actually, when you think about it, you actually don't follow the law. But,
Not a lot.
Whatever.
But I also don't usually drive on, like, the freeway very often. And if we're on long trips, a lot of times Jared is driving more than I am. Jared's gotten a couple of tickets with me in the car.
Yeah.
Just, like, speeding tickets, but... But no, I haven't been pulled over in a long time. Today, I thought that was the end of the streak, but thank you, sir. Thank you for your service.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's your sweet?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm sweet on something sweet. So I've got a food one. And I got, when I first was on my coffee journey, you had me buy that Instant Pot cold foam maker. You can do cold foam, hot foam, or there's one other option, some other type of foam, and then you can just heat milk in it. So I've mostly just used this to heat milk. That's the main function that I've utilized it for. But I've been feeling a little freaky, a little frisky the last few days, and I decided I'm going to make cold foam for my coffee. Nice. And so I've been doing just 2 tablespoons of creamer, and then I'll fill it to the max with just Fairlife milk and let it just get all foamy. And it is so good. I have not figured out my ratios yet, so I keep overfilling my glass because the foam is just so much. But it just makes it so sweet in the morning to have this just cold foam, because I do love whipped cream. I really do love whipped cream, and so it's basically that. And it just is making me feel so cute when it overflows a little bit. Like when the foam, it kind of makes a little, I don't know, circle on top, like a little cupcake on my glass.
Like a little dome.
Makes me very happy. Yeah. So I've been feeling very
That's so funny. I love that. Mine just died yesterday. My Instant Pot thing. And I've had it for, I don't know, a year and a half, something like that. And so it died. So I bought another one, or another thing immediately. I got on Amazon because I'm like, I use this every single day. And I opted to I got the Real Nespresso AeroPress one. No, not the AeroPress one. Sorry. The Aero thing. Aerochino. I think that's what it's called.
Oh my.
Yeah, and it was expensive, but I used it for the first time this morning and this afternoon because I made iced coffee too. And somehow the foam was better. Maybe it's because I spent $70 on it. So I'm like, yeah, this is totally better. But it's pretty, I mean, it's nice. It's really nice.
Yeah.
But the Instant Pot one worked so good for me for so long. And then suddenly yesterday morning, it just stopped heating my milk. And I'm like, oh, well, boo-hoo.
Oh. So anyway, what's your salty? What are you salty about?
Okay. My salty is my trash company. They bill us quarterly, I want to say.
Yeah.
And every quarter since 2020, the price for our trash has gone up every single time. Every single billing cycle. We had another sob story email. Oh, the price to dump trash has tripled and gas is up. By the way, gas is not up. Don't lie to me. And
we have access to the gas station.
Exactly. Like, gas is really cheap right now. And I understand inflation and how it's affected everybody, but like, okay, I went from paying like $70 a quarter to now I'm paying $110 a quarter. And that happened over like 3 years. Okay. And that is a big difference. Like, yearly and percentage wise, that is a big difference. So I'm annoyed at that. And what choice do I have? There's an alternate trash company, but do you want to know how annoying that's going to be? Oh, can you come pick up my trash? Oh, can you deliver the new trash thing? Oh, like, I'm used to this trash company. We'd had them for 7 years. I don't want to switch. But I don't like them, and I'm annoyed. Yeah. So I guess the ultimate salty of that is the stuff that you need. Them just raising the prices on it. Well, I guess I have no choice. Not like our wage is keeping, pace with this. But I guess now I have to pay 70% more for my freaking trash and everything else. So I'm annoyed.
Everyone says around here with the trash companies to just call and try to cancel, and they'll give you a deal. What if you don't actually want to switch? And then they're like, well, okay, see ya. And then you're like, wait, never mind. Stay. I need you.
Yeah.
Like, they call your bluff.
Yeah, this is a very hot topic on the neighborhood Facebook page. There are lots of mad old people. So they're the ones trying to get the whole neighborhood to switch. And I'm like, I don't want to switch. It's literally the same price, guys. I mean, it's just 6 of one, half dozen of the other. So we just have to accept our fate. So that is annoying.
Yeah, non-city trash is weird. I mean, this is a completely new concept to me when we moved to Tennessee, because everywhere I've ever lived has had city trash. And so it was so bizarre to me when they were like, okay, as part of the move-in, you need to figure out what trash company you're going to use. I mean, there is probably 6 or 7 trash companies in Clarksville that are like widely used. Like our neighborhood, there's always trash cans out because they all have different pickup days, which is one thing I do like about city trash is it's all one day.
It's all one day. Totally.
So
yeah, when we lived in Utah, it was like water, trash, and sewer. That was all lumped together, and we paid that monthly or something. And that was so
totally
convenient. Yeah, and then it makes everything look nice. Yeah, but I guess you pay higher in taxes for that. I don't know. Yeah. I'm so sick of inflation. Ugh.
I don't know. Did you see there was like a TikTok of those people who pretend to be the Kardashians. Apparently inflation is like a really big deal right now. I have inflation in my gut. Like you don't know. Yeah, you don't know who's walking around with inflation. It was so funny. Oh my gosh.
That is hysterical. Oh yeah, we're all walking around with inflation. What are you salty about?
Okay, I am salty about... So I've been really into affirmations. Okay, something I'm very into right now. I feel very empowered. This will probably come up later. But there was this girl on TikTok who's been hyping me up. I love her so much. And she talked about like feeling beautiful and feeling hot and walking around and basically just saying, I'm beautiful, I'm hot, you know, all this stuff. And so I've been doing that while I'm in public because that's usually the time that I try to kind of hide myself. Like I don't want anybody to see me. I don't want to draw attention to myself. I get very, I guess, nervous walking around in public when people look at me. I don't know, which I'm trying to overcome because I'm like so beautiful and so hot and so sexy and all this stuff that I've just been super gassing myself up. And then this thought crossed my mind, and the thought was, well, people are going to think, oh, that girl just thinks she's so hot. And this is what I'm salty about, because this middle school level diss, I feel like it's still so widely, I mean, it's prominent in my mind, and I didn't even know it. It just came up so naturally. But also I think that it is a general diss in society to say, oh, that person thinks they're so hot. Of course they do. Of course they should. I think we all should. There's nothing wrong with somebody thinking that they're hot. If the most important person to think that you're hot is yourself. Totally. And so I'm just salty about this middle school, like I refer to it, the middle school level diss of you think you're so hot and how actually empowering it is to think you're so hot. So here's my experience with this week. Very uncomfortable at first. Literally, as I'm walking around, I don't normally walk around thinking I'm so ugly or anything like that. I'm not in that realm as of now. So doing the I'm so hot type thing was just kind of an experiment because I want to feel prettier. I want to feel, you know, all these things. And so at first it was very, very weird. Then I had this whole thing that I kind of worked through for a day or so. And then the next time I went out in public, I was like, okay, there's no problem if somebody thinks that girl thinks she's so hot or whatever. So I just kind of was owning the hotness. And I swear, random people were talking to me. Everybody was like looking at me and interacting with me. And is that because I'm so hot? I don't think so. But it's just this confidence that I feel like I am having just in public, which is for some reason I have this tendency to want to hide. And now I'm just, you know, in my mind and my energy, I'm so hot.
Yeah. And so you are.
Everybody is so treating me differently. But anyway, I have so much beef with that. And I just like to send the message that I do hope that every single one of you think that you're so hot. And there's nobody more important to think that you're hot than yourself. And just, I don't know, gas yourself up about how hot you are all the time. And it kind of works. I feel way hotter.
Absolutely.
Nothing's changed. But I'm way hotter than I used to be.
I keep thinking about this, about how your brain can cause such physical reactions within your body. I don't get embarrassed super often, but I was walking with Jared yesterday, and a girl in my neighborhood whose daughters go to the same preschool that I've subbed at and McCoy goes to, she asked me to go for coffee tomorrow. And so I was walking by and they were in their garage working out and their kids were on their driveway. And I was walking by and I was like, hey, are you good for Thursday? And she was like, I was kind of far away from her because I was on the sidewalk and she was in her garage. And it ended up being this awkward thing because I said, oh, can you not hear me? Sorry. It was just so awkward. And she got up and I was like, are you good for Thursday for coffee? And she was like, oh, yeah, can't wait. And we walked away and I blushed for 8 minutes. The rest of the walk, my face was just on fire. And I kept replaying it and I kept blushing. And I just kept thinking, isn't that so interesting? There's no reason to have that physical reaction, but it's just anxiety. Or if you get nervous and you get butterflies or being aroused or just things that you are thinking that cause physical changes in your body, a reaction. Right. And it's just such a powerful thing to think about. Well, what other things do I think about that I'm not aware that literally change my body? Right. You're changing your biology at moment to moment based on what you're thinking. That is crazy. So if you're walking around thinking, I'm so hot, are you actually physically changing your appearance? Maybe. You might be. You know? You might be. Or if you're walking around thinking, I'm disgusting, I'm so fat, everybody, don't look at me. I mean, I don't think that people are thinking that. I just think people don't look at you, you know, yeah. or you do just kind of fade away. But I just think that's such an interesting concept. So, but yeah. I'm with you. Be vain. Being vain is not the worst thing you can be. Yeah. And there's so much shame around that. And even the word vain, I think is just so dumb because, yeah, I just sent you a TikTok that was like, oh, she's so full of herself. Yeah, I should be. You mean the girl that I've worked so hard to overcome, like hating my body and now I love it? Yeah, I am full of myself. And yeah. Who should be more full of themselves than my own self? And yeah, I'm with you.
Well, and the funny thing is, as I'm doing this, especially with appearance, that I feel like I have been very, very trained, and I think I was specifically susceptible to shrink and not be seen and, you know, just basically not try to be noticeable or anything like that. And I was thinking the same thing. Is it kind of conceited or, you know, self-absorbed for me to be thinking that I'm so hot all the time or something like that? And I was like, it is super self-absorbed to be thinking you're ugly all the time. Like, that's totally, also being super self-absorbed. And so if you are self-absorbed talking negative about yourself, if you're self-absorbed talking positive about yourself, you're also self-absorbed when you are thinking only negative things about yourself. Like, that is being self-absorbed. That's only thinking about yourself. So 90% of what we think about anyway is about ourselves. So if we're going to be self-absorbed regardless, let's just make it kind of positive or super positive.
Yeah. And it changes your experience in the world, but it also changes the way that you perceive other people. Because if you walk around thinking about how ugly or whatever you are, you view the world through that lens. And no matter what you say, you're looking at other people in a negative way too. And yeah, you might compare yourself and be like, well, I'm the worst, but it's so much different. It's just seeing the beauty, and there's beauty everywhere. And there's so much beauty in you. So.
Yeah, totally. So that's the message. And I'm just going to keep gassing myself up. And if you see me in public, I'm probably thinking to myself, she's so hot. She's so sexy. I'm thinking all those things about myself, and, you know, it's working. So
good. You should. I love that.
I have an idea. Let's play Truth or Dare.
Okay, but it cannot get as crazy as last time. My mom got so mad at me. All right, welcome back to our little fun game segment called Truth or Dare. Have you ever heard of it? So I've got a little question for Nicole, which is Truth or Dare.
Okay, I think I'm going to go with truth.
All right, good answer. The truth question I have for you today is, what was the show you watched as a child that you feel was most formative? Now, this could be a children's show or not, but just something that you consumed, media that you consumed when you were little that shaped you.
The first thing that comes to mind, which is what I'm just going to trust, is That's So Raven. I absolutely loved That's So Raven. I loved Raven. I thought that she was so cool, and I thought that she was funny, and I don't know. I guess I kind of really wanted to be like her, but then I also wanted to be like Chelsea as well. I thought they were just the duo of them. I know that Eddie was there too, but I mean, he was like a boy, so I wasn't really focused on him. And yeah, That's So Raven. I thought that she was funny and she was creative, and she was always, you know, kind of creating her own problems for herself. But then, I don't know. I don't think it was that deep when I was little, but I just thought she was funny. And I feel like I wanted to have little punchlines like she always did.
Yeah.
And look at me now. So just punchlines. So.
Oh, how old were you when this and that So Raven was out?
I think I was probably in 3rd or 4th grade. I think that was around the time that I was regularly watching That's So Raven.
So like 10-ish?
Yeah, like 8, 9, 10, something like that. I think I was trying to decide between That's So Raven and Hannah Montana, because I was in 6th grade when Hannah Montana came out, which I felt like I was getting a little quote unquote old for Disney Channel, but I still watched Hannah Montana until I would sit down and watch Hannah Montana now. I have sat down and watched Hannah Montana now on Disney Plus. Yeah. So that one, I think I don't know if it was necessarily formative for me as much, but I have always loved Miley Cyrus. I'm such a Miley fan. I love her so much. So I think it's probably a tie between those two, but That's So Raven, I was a little bit younger, and I wanted to be silly like them. I don't know.
All right. No, I love that. So, yeah. Forming the sense of humor.
Mine. Yeah. How about you? What's your formative TV show? I kind of feel like I know what it is, but
I watched a lot of TV when I was little, but I mean, the quintessential answer for me is always going to be Gilmore Girls. And I started watching that when it aired, which was in 2001. So it was right before I turned 11. And then I just never stopped watching it. But I was watching it the other day. I always watch it. I always have it on. And it just struck me as I'm getting older, how much, because I restarted it. I'm in season 1. And how much Lorelai herself impacted, I feel like, who I am today. Like, did Lorelai raise me? I thought she was so cool. Like, the most beautiful. I mean, and that was the character. She was who you wanted to be. Like, the coolest older sister. And I didn't have an older sister. And, but I just wanted to be her. And same thing. She was so quick and funny and just flirty. And rewatching season 1 again for the umpteenth time, I'm just like, there are so many things that run through my head or that I say. I mean, I think in Gilmore Girls quotes, but I don't even realize. It's like, oh, that's something Lorelai for sure said in this scenario.
Yeah.
And I'm not even claiming I wish I was as quick as Lorelai or as funny as Lorelai, but I just think it's so funny looking at it now, and I'm obviously older now than Lorelai is in the first season, but just, okay, who am I? Like, am I just a like configuration of all of this media that I've consumed and like tried to make a part of me? Maybe. Like, okay. But yeah, I mean, I think that's got to be the answer ultimately.
Yeah.
I mean, I loved Lizzie McGuire, but that was only one season.
Was Lizzie McGuire
maybe
really
2
only
seasons?
One season?
Actually,
but we also weren't allowed to watch Lizzie McGuire.
Yeah,
when it first came out.
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't.
I did watch a lot of shows that were younger than what I should be watching because of all of you guys, because all the younger siblings, which is fine. It never bothered me that much, but I think that's part of why is that I was always watching like a younger show until probably Gilmore Girls. I don't know. I watched Seventh Heaven too. That came on after Gilmore Girls on ABC Family. That was a wild one.
Yeah. But, I know we used to all watch Seventh Heaven. And it did not seem as crazy when we were watching it. But now that we've seen some reviews of that show now, it's like, whoa.
Where was the editor? What were these writers thinking? So crazy.
Yeah. Well, I think you have embodied Lorelai. I think that even without even thinking about it, you're just like so Lorelai.
Thank you. She does have a quote way later on where she wants to meet Luke's daughter and Luke is saying no. And he says, well, because as soon as she meets you, it's over for me. You're like a cartoon character. Kids love you. And I feel like that especially is something that I've embodied teaching at the preschool and stuff. Yeah. Kids do like me, probably because I just act like a kid or like a cartoon character, especially around them. So yeah, at least there's that part of my Lorelai aspect. But
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think that that's definitely embodied. Mine, I feel like, is a little bit less impactful. But yeah. I don't know. I was always on a kind of another planet. I don't know what I was doing. Like, I watched a lot of TV, but I was always just kind of middle child. I don't know.
Yeah, totally. Keep the peace. Makes you wonder. Don't be perceived. Don't cause a fuss. Let's just, hide away.
Because I just let everybody watch whatever. I mean, you say you watched whatever we watched, but like, I also watched whatever anybody
probably
else was watching. Like, I did not. I did not make a fuss. I just watched whatever was on. And usually somebody else was on the TV, and I wasn't about to be the one to start a fight.
So fight it. Totally. Oh man, I can't believe there were 5 kids in our family. 4 so makes me just. Kids. I'm about 5 seconds from crashing out right now. I said that, and all of them were like, "Okay, bye."
Yeah, I know. I feel like, from my perspective, we didn't even fight that much, but I'm honestly curious how much we actually did. But I don't remember really fighting with any of you guys. So
yeah, same. I mean, a little bit here and there. You and I, after you were probably, I don't know, 7, which, maybe even earlier, we got along really well from the time you were maybe 5, and before then you were just little. So yeah. I mean, but we always got along really well. I also think because it was like the boy girl aspect, Skylar and I would fight a lot when we were little, just because we were the closest. That's who I was closest to in age. And then you being the middle child were probably always the peacemaker anyway, so you wouldn't have fought with anybody. So
yeah. I don't remember seriously fighting with anybody, and I do remember playing with basically everybody. And I think it's just because I was the middle. Like, I mean, I could go and hang out with the younger siblings. Heck, I even used to play with Damon all the time for a while. And then I could go all the way and hang out with you as well. So I think that was just I just kind of floated around. Yeah. I always knew everything, though. I'll tell you that much. I always knew everything.
All the stuff going on. Yeah. The confidant.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, all of that to say, maybe I didn't really have like a show because I just kind of watched whatever everybody else was watching.
That's kind of sad. Sorry.
I mean, later on, I think The Office was like huge, but that show did not age well, honestly. So I don't know if I embodied any characters from The Office, but I was obsessed with The Office. I could quote entire episodes. Like, I knew all the, like, people would say, oh, when did this happen? And I'd be like, season whatever, episode this. Like, I knew exactly it. So maybe that was my hyperfixation, but it wasn't really like formative. I just was obsessed with it. So
hey, The Office still slaps. We will still, except to tell you, we don't typically have Peacock, but if it pops up on whatever streaming service we have at the moment, we'll watch a couple Offices because it still hits.
I think it's funny. I still think some things have not super aged well. I'm not even talking about like being politically correct. I'm not even saying that. I mean, some of the characters, i.e. most of the characters, are kind of horrible. Like, even I used to love even like Pam and Jim, and I'm like, Pam and Jim are kind of bullies. Like, toxic. They're not nice.
Pam didn't have any boundaries, and she emotionally cheated on what's his face.
Well, she also physically cheated on him. So
oh yeah, she did kiss him. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that's true. Oh my gosh.
But anyway, that was a good one.
Do you know the best part of having a sister?
Yeah, sisters give the best advice.
Oh my gosh, yes.
All right, everybody, welcome to what I believe is our first segment of sisterly advice. We are so happy to be departing our wisdom.
Departing our wisdom?
Wait, what did we say? Oh, it's impart? Sorry.
We're departing from our wisdom. You should trust us with everything we say.
By wisdom. Anyway, yeah, we are going to be giving some advice today, and guess what? Take it or leave it. It's your life.
Right? We're not telling you how to live your life. We're just telling you how to live
your life. We whatever happens from this, we don't accept any consequences from any of this advice going forward.
That's our life motto. Whatever happens from this, we don't accept any consequences. That's going to be the title of the episode.
Anyway, all right, so we thought for today that we will be talking about and reviewing how we personally like to get out of a rut. And we are fairly good experts at being in a rut, which means we're fairly good experts getting out of a rut. So we're just going to try to share some of the things that help us. And yeah, do you have anything else to add for the introduction of this topic?
I mean, we are Bruno Mars, Uptown Funk. We are smoother than a fresh jar of Skippy with being in funks, and our success rate in getting out of funks is 100%. So, yes. I mean, you should depart from our advice. I don't know. Mine probably don't take a whole lot of explanation. I mean, it's just like ideas of what to feel a little bit better, give you some modicum of serotonin, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, do you want to go first with your first one?
Sure. I bake when I feel like SHIT. I will make cookies a lot, or sourdough bread, or other things. I find baking is very grounding for me, and following the directions and having something turn out good. And you get a great result at the end that you get to eat and feel better.
Yeah. A great way to stay present and get a reward. A present and a reward. Look at that.
That's why they call it the present. Because today is a gift.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, along those lines, I have a pretty basic one. For me, like, I have a hard rule for myself that I cannot have a mental breakdown if I'm tired. And so if I have been fine all day and it's getting to be, 7 p.m. and I start feeling like I'm going to have a breakdown, I do not allow it. I'm like, this is not happening. I know that you are tired. So let's just not think about this. Do whatever you can to not think about whatever you're going to freak out about and avoid that until tomorrow, because literally 90% of the time, I don't even remember what I was going to be having a freak out about.
Yeah.
So I kind of leave this in with like sleep, and also make sure that I'm drinking water, because I get really, really brain fogged, which makes me kind of psychotic when I'm not drinking water. And also just like eat something. I am somebody who can tend to forget to eat. So if I start having a little bit of a freak out, I
always text, have you eaten? Go eat something.
And that's usually the answer is no, I haven't. Yeah. Or the answer is I don't remember the last
Nothing tastes good. That's the other thing. Yeah, I don't know what to have.
So, yeah, basically. So those are all kind of like quick ones. Like if you feel yourself heading into a funk, like that's what I do before I get way too deep into some type of catatonic meltdown. I just cross those off my list, and it helps a lot for me to just that's good.
Fulfill your basic human survival instincts.
Right. No wonder I feel like I'm under threat.
Yeah, because you are.
I think it also helps included in that. I'm just gonna wrap it in there to go outside, touch grass, breathe in the fresh air, get moving, get that energy moving. That negative energy will just leave your body. So yeah, anyway, good. That's my first one. How about your next one?
Take a bath. I am a unapologetic bath girly, and this is not for hygienic reasons, okay? You got to take showers when you're bathing, when you're cleaning yourself. But a bath, speaking of being grounded, and I learned this, I love taking baths because submerging myself in water makes my body grounded. And so I will just get in the bath. It won't even be long because I'll get kind of sweaty or whatever and I'm done. But even just a 10-minute bath, I do that several times a week. Now, you guys know I've been struggling with the UTI thing for over a year. And so I went a whole month without having baths. didn't really do anything. Actually, tiny update on that. Taking D-Manos every single morning, I think has solved all my problems. Truly. I think I've just become super sensitive, and that has fixed it. Like, I've really, some evenings I'll get a little sensitive, but like nothing has gone full blown. So anyway, I cut out baths just to see if that was the thing, and it wasn't. So I'm back on baths, and I love it. That just grounds me. It makes me happy, warms me up. It's like, I can breathe again. It's good.
Yeah. That's been actually scientifically proven that a bath is like similar to having a hug.
Oh, really?
In your brain.
That's
whatever.
cute.
I think it's oxytocin. It increases oxytocin because it's similar to getting a hug. So this one neuroscientist that I've listened to quite a bit of her stuff, she talks about those who don't have a lot of people in their lives to like for physical touch, just, you know, like loving touch, nothing like sexual or anything like that. To take baths when they can, because it'll kind of simulate having physical contact with people.
Interesting. Well, I don't lack for physical contact. There are children crawling all over me all day long. But maybe this is just that it's only me, you know? It's this isolation too. That's probably it too, is that when I'm in the bath, I'm all alone. And that is golden. I do love those kids though. Just not when I'm in the bath.
Yeah, totally.
All right, what's your next one?
My next one I kind of demonstrated a couple of episodes ago, and that kind of encompasses that I will make myself stop feeling sorry for myself. I think sometimes it's really easy to be in a funk and be like, woe is me, because this is happening and this is happening and I have to deal with this. And I'm just checking my notes on this. Basically to strong arm my thoughts when they start creeping in, to start like feeling sorry for myself, because I think that there's a difference between giving yourself grace and feeling sorry for yourself, right? And I think sometimes I can get a little bit woe is me, and I will be like, okay, literally, like I said before, like stop being a little bitch. It's really not that big of a deal. One of my favorite mantras is it's not that serious. If I feel myself kind of freaking out about whatever, it's not that serious. It's really not. So that is just kind of a mantra. And then to just kind of strong arm my thoughts away from that, so that if whatever's coming into my mind during my funk, if it has anything to do with along the lines of me feeling sorry for myself, I just stop, because we actually have a lot of power and a lot of influence and a lot of control in our lives. And I feel like feeling sorry for myself, I kind of give up that control to external circumstances. And instead I got to take that control back. And just be like,
suck it up.
Suck it up. You're in charge of your life. Fix it. Like, deal with it, you know? And I don't know if that would have always worked for me, but sometimes just a little bit of tough love really, really helps. Like, but once again, my favorite thing with that is like, it's not that serious. Like, it's just, you know, this morning I was almost spiraling because of these Amazon returns that I have to do to UPS, and I have to pack them all up. And I was getting so annoyed. And then all of a sudden I stopped and I was like, this is not that serious. Whoa. Let's just.
It's gonna be fine.
I am not feeling sorry for myself because I have Amazon returns. I bought all these packages. I chose these things from the comfort of my bed. Like, come on. Grow up. Anyway, All right, what's your next one?
Those are good. Do an everything shower and get fully ready. So get real clothes on, put makeup on, wash your freaking hair, do your freaking hair, just become a human being. And man, that makes a huge difference. Almost every single time. Oh, okay. I'm actually okay.
Yeah, girl, wash your face.
Yeah, girl. You just gotta do it. You gotta keep the promises you make to yourself. Otherwise, you're useless.
You little POS, wash your face.
You'll never be as successful as me.
Oh man, Rachel Hollis. That's who we're talking about. If you're not in on the joke, Rachel Hollis has a book called "Girl, Wash Your Face," and I fell victim to, and that hundreds of thousands of other women have fell victim to, and it is so incredibly toxic. And basically, the whole thing is, I'm so amazing and all you guys suck. That's all Rachel Hollis's message is to everybody.
Basically, she just bragged and plagiarized the whole book. That's so typical of the self-help space. You're just eating it up with a spoon, and then you come out of the haze 6 months later, and you're like, that was actually really bad.
This was like not helping.
That ruined my self-image for a while. Yeah. Just let them. Yeah. Anyway, get ready. Look hot again, and then believe you're hot again.
And believe you're hot. Okay, my next one is to have a dance party. Turn up that music and get the whole family. Right now, it is such a dopamine hit. Okay, got to talk about my kids for a second, but Brooklyn is obsessed with doing like Ring Around the Rosie, like we all hold hands. And so anytime we turn on music, because we try to do dance parties literally every day because it boosts my mood every single day and gets me through the rest of the evening. So we do dance parties after dinner. And Brooklyn just wants everybody to hold hands and walk around in a circle. And it is so cute. And we have a little routine. We go to the right, to the left, and we go back, and we go together, and we go up and down. And Brooklyn just laughs, and it's just, that is a dopamine hit. You can't be in a rut. You can't be in a funk when you're doing Ring Around the Rosies with Brooklyn. Not a chance.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
So anyway, but yeah, the dance party literally is a game changer for me. That is one of my biggest dopamine hits. Is just dance like nobody's watching. So
yeah, love that. We do that too. I love that. Well, adjacent to that, I said, put on a concert featuring me. And I will turn on my biggest, loudest ballads, and I will sing as loud as I can. I am the opening act, the main act, and the closing act. And my entire house will be like, Mom, stop. But you know what? I am the best singer, and people have paid to see me in my mind. And you just gotta belt it out. And we're talking I Will Always Love You, all the Mariah Carey big songs. And I literally have a whole playlist. It's called Sing It. And I just blast it. And I sing very loudly. And it does help. And a lot of times I'll do it with my windows open and I won't realize until later. So I'm sure my neighbors all know, oh, Shannon's doing her concert again. Venmo me later.
Man, you are such a singing sweetie, and I'm so dancing Nicole.
Singing sweetie. We are adorable. Oh, man.
Oh, man. All right.
It's getting late, guys.
So basically... I actually have a few others I'm trying to decide, or if I should just rapid fire. For me, a big one, and this is not anything novel, but I just have to get my booty off social media for just like even 24 hours because I feel like it just will bring in, oh, I should be doing this, or this thing made me mad, or whatever it is. And so a really easy one for me is just to not get on there, even for a little bit, and it'll usually make a difference.
Snap back into place. Yeah, that's a good one. I think the last one I'm really going to say, because honestly, when I'm feeling super stressed, I really enjoy a Delta 9 gummy. Okay. I need just like a tiny amount. I think that I take like 6 milligrams, and it just eases everything. And the biggest thing for me is that it makes everything funny. So when I'm feeling like I'm taking life too seriously, everybody's bugging me, I'm like, okay, it's time for a gummy. And first of all, I get hungry an hour later and food tastes amazing on it. So that's a lot of good dopamine. But then also the kids are hilarious. I feel like I can connect really well with them because all the other stuff in my head is gone. And I'll just focus directly on them. And they are so funny. And we'll just connect. And I'm laughing with them and messing around. We're eating snacks. A couple weeks ago, Colton came down. It was like 8:30 at night, and he just wanted to hang out. He's getting older, so he just wants to hang out later, and that's when he wants to talk. And usually, I would say, go to bed. You need to go to bed. You're tired. And it's because I don't want to deal with grumpy him in the morning, and also I want alone time. But I was like, come on in. And we had sourdough toast, and I was showing him how to do the flaked salt, the perfect amount on top. And we sat at the table, and we were eating our toast and swapping stories. And then we had some drink. I probably made him a Sleepy Girl mocktail. And we were drinking that. I mean, we were having the best time. And I'm like, why is sober me incapable of doing this? But it just really helps. And I really appreciate that. And I know when I'm feeling it and it's like, all right, I need a little extra help. And that really helps.
Yeah. Love that. I am on my journey with Delta 9s. And so far, we'll talk about that another time. But it's not going amazing for me.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see how that continues.
You gotta find your right blend.
Yes, exactly. I've got a quick one and then a longer one. And my quick one is I like to just buy something. I just will just buy something. And even if it's just adding something random to my grocery order, something new and special, just like a little something special. Just buy myself a little something. And then a new one that I've been experimenting with is when I'm feeling in a funk. I tend to do this thing where I say, what's wrong with me? What's going on? Why am I feeling grumpy? And you know what this does, everybody? This opens up your mind to remind you of everything that upsets you or that could have upset you in the past, probably your entire life. And so instead of doing that, when I feel a little funky, I do not think the thought, what is wrong with me? I just kind of let the feeling be. And I do some of my little dopamine menu. I do some of the stuff on here that's more physical just to get kind of present or whatever. And that way my brain does not open up with all of these things that are going wrong, because truly it's just inventing things at this point, because you asked it to solve a problem. You asked your brain, hey, solve this problem for me. What's wrong with me? And then your brain's like, wow, I can think of a lot of things. And like literally 95% of them aren't even real.
Yeah.
And then your funk will just continue on because you keep it alive by asking, why are you here? You know, why are you here? Oh, because of this. And then you're reminded of everything. And then the funk continues because you just remembered everything. Where some days,
all the evidence you needed.
Exactly. And you know what? Some days you just feel a little off, and that's not a bad thing. And it's totally normal to feel that way. And that's what I've been really working on, is not making a kind of off day turn into a week-long funk, and just kind of letting that just have an off day, do what you can, have your little dopamine menu so that you know what you like to do and what makes you happy, and not try to figure out why you're not feeling great. And of course, as always, if this is a continued feeling and you do need to see somebody, talk to somebody, medicate, whatever you need to do is great. But I think it's really important to not make a normal human experience 10 times worse by inventing a million things that are going wrong.
Yeah. I'm with you.
So anyway, I think that's like basically it. I had one that was brain dump, but that kind of makes me feel like Mel Robbins too, because she's now like coining brain dump. She's like, every night before you go to bed, brain dump. Like she invented it.
Like, she loves those 2-word phrases, doesn't she? Oh my goodness.
Brain dump. Next title of her book.
Good Lord. I don't like self-help spaces. I do have one more, and it is a physical one. And it is being a lizard. And there are a couple different ways where I lizard. I will get really cold, and that will impact me very deeply, and I won't even realize it. So sometimes I need to just lizard, and that involves laying on a hot patio or the trampoline, you know, and just like being hot. If it's too cold for that, might I encourage the recreational use of a heating pad? Okay. You don't need to be you don't need to be in pain to use a heating pad. And it's not as serious as like a heated blanket. We have a couple of those, but they're so big. I always have
that is serious. You cannot get recreational with that.
Exactly. You are all in with a blanket. Sometimes it's just my toes are cold. Okay, so just a little drape of the heating pad, or just like wrap it around my back, or like put my hands in it. It's just what you need. You are a little lizard in your heat lamp. Oh, this is nice. So you should why aren't we using that more often? Truly. Every time I do it, I'm like, man, I should always have this plugged in.
See, I need like an ice pack on me all the time because I get super overheated and then I get really grumpy. So I had an ice roller. Oh, I still have an ice roller, but sometimes lazy to go get it. But an ice roller can make a difference for me very quickly if I'm feeling overstimulated. Just like, okay, let's just cool down for a second.
Chill. Yeah.
Woosah.
Yeah, mine started after I got my boobs done, and I truly believe it's because the temperature of my implants will get too low, and it's like my body can't warm them up, and so I have to take a hot shower a lot of times before I go to bed, otherwise I'll just freeze, and it's because I have like ice packs on my chest.
Well, I guess I'll understand
temperature
the cold
problems
boobs here soon. One day soon.
One day you're gonna know. Haha. Anyway, well, this is good. Also, talking to you. We had a nice chat yesterday. We are always chatting, but we had a little podcast meeting yesterday morning, which, by the way, you guys can see we've been working on our little background area. Nicole's got a beautiful little bed futon couch area with pretty blankets and pillows, and just sprucing that up. And I went and I perused TJ Maxx. I am not a girly that does that or typically enjoys it, but man, I had a blast. Creating my own little area back there. But we're just meeting and chatting about the podcast. And I was having a weird couple of days. It's just my luteal phase just punches me in the face. And even getting on our meeting, I was like, okay, well, I don't know if I have a lot to contribute. But then we just talked and you just made me so much happier. And we just connected and got excited. And I'm so excited to hang out with you in a couple of weeks. And I love doing this with you every week. It's so fun.
It is so fun. So love to have a boost. Have a bestie to connect with. I know not everybody has that, and we are very, very lucky to have that.
We are totally. Yeah.
Ugh, my mom is outside. I have to go.
Quick, before you go, what should I binge this week?
All right, well, your mom is here. It's time to go, but quickly, we have to leave you with some stuff to binge in our segment called Basic Binge. So, Nicole, what you got?
I have been binging this singer-songwriter. I don't know how you'd refer to him, but his name is Abel Hart. And he does these affirmation raps, kind of like Snoop Dogg does for little kids, I guess. It's a little more for grown-up. But I heard his music at first on TikTok, and I was kind of weirded out by it. Honestly, I was like, this is kind of, I don't know. I just didn't really have much interest in it. But then after I had seen him on my For You page so many times, I was like, okay, well, let me just go look at his Spotify just to see what he's all about. And I have been listening to his music basically nonstop. And so I've been listening to it working out, going on walks while I work. And it's just like, it's gassing me up. Same way as just, talking to myself, telling me how hot I am now. It's like he's talking about success and how everything's already coming and everything's already working out. And that you're feeling so good today and all this stuff. So I've just been listening to the This Is Abel Hart playlist. And I've also, from that, I've started curating my own feel good spell playlist. That's what I call it, is my spells. So all those positive vibes, positive spells for my life. And he kind of helped that just kind of, practice those affirmations in a fun rap type way, because I also get super pumped up listening to, it's more hip hop. It's probably hip hop.
It is.
Rap.
It's so good. Also, I love his TikTok page. I think he is so endearing and funny, and he's like kind of blowing up right now. And he has a remix coming out with that singer Russ. I don't know if you know him, but he is pretty famous. So, I mean, I think he's doing really well. But it's cool. Some of his songs have that, they're at certain frequencies that are supposed to be like healing or just like channel you into a vibe,
Yeah.
Just
and
so good.
It really, really helps. I don't know. I'm absolutely obsessed. And I love that it's a different way to listen to affirmations versus just like, I am beautiful. I am, those other affirmation type stuff that you can listen to that I always kind of feel a little uncomfortable, just kind of creeped out, not having a good time. I do have a good time listening to his music. So
good. That's a great
one. There's my basic bitch. How about you?
Good. So I, on Nicole's suggestion, got Disney Dreamlight Valley. And when I tell you, it's not a problem. I have set up boundaries around it. It's not a problem. But my thing, speaking to the social media issue, is that when I've done all the things I need to do all day long, and I'm usually alone. Side note, Jared has been gone a lot. He's at jujitsu. He's been going 7 days a week at different times during the day because he's training. He is competing in, it's called Pan America, and it's in Orlando, and it's next week. And it's a huge competition, and it qualifies you for Worlds, and it makes you, which is in Vegas later on. But you gain points and stuff, and it's just a really big deal, and people come from all over the country. It's this huge thing. So he has been training like crazy. I'm super proud of him and super supportive, but I've just been alone a lot in the evenings, and I find myself just like scrolling TikTok until Jared gets home, and then wondering why I feel like shit all the time. Yeah. Like, I like a good TikTok. I really don't take social media that serious. It doesn't affect me super deeply. And I can tell, like, okay, well, I've been on it long enough and whatever, but I've just found that at the end of the day, and yeah, I've done everything I need to do. It's like, well, I don't like watching shows without Jared, or like getting invested in a new show because I like watching it with him. So it's like, okay, well, I'm not going to start that. So I guess I'll just do TikTok. And that has not been good. Like 2-hour stretches every single night, not good. So, yeah. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to get a fun, cozy game. I love gaming. And if I'm just replacing that time, it's not like I'm going to do it at all hours of the day when I have to get other things done, because I can't just drop everything. I wish I could, because I want to play it so bad. But I'm just like, I'm just going to do this. This is going to be my fun little hobby, and it's better than scrolling TikTok. And it is so fun. It's so nostalgic and so cute. And it's like The Sims meets a tiny bit of Minecraft meets, I don't know, a couple of other, but like there's no fighting, there's no health. It's just, you're creating your own little Disney village, and you do little quests for all the Disney characters, and you unlock other characters. And I made my own little dress and at Daisy Duck's boutique. Anyway, it's so fun, and I'm just having a good time. Even today, I took the Switch when I went to go pick up Colton, and I had to sit in the car rider line. I had to do a bunch of other stuff first, but I did play it for like 10 minutes instead of scrolling on TikTok. And I felt so good after. Like, gotta harvest my carrots.
So. I know, you like do it off of my suggestion, and I still haven't played, but Chip did get it for me on,
that's so nice.
He got it on, like, he pays for some Xbox subscription, and he's like, oh, let me just go search and see if they have that. And so I think we have it on Xbox. I don't know what version it is or what, but if I do like it, I can see myself getting it on the Switch, so I can take it with me. Yeah, as I still have not played Hogwarts again after so many weeks after I played it. But I have been working so hard on my office that so much of my extra time has been like getting my office done. So
yeah.
Yes. So anyway, so
it's
both
so
amazing
fun.
Things.
Yeah.
And we hope you guys can binge them this week. But
yeah,
it is getting to be that time. We appreciate just so much. We've just been getting so many messages and text messages from all of you guys enjoying the podcast. We really appreciate it. We absolutely love doing this, and it is just a huge bonus that you guys are listening and actually like it.
And liking it.
Yeah. So thank you so much for sending those messages and sharing and
commenting.
We just really appreciate it. Yeah. Share, comment, and we just really appreciate it. So thanks so much, and we hope that you guys will return to us next week and not depart.
Yeah, we'll see you next week. Don't depart from us or our wisdom, all right? All right, we love you guys. Thanks for joining.
See ya.